If you're planning to sell your home in Raleigh, there's one mistake that's costing sellers thousands of dollars, and most don't even realize they're making it. It causes your home to sit longer on the market, draw fewer showings, and ultimately sell for less than it's worth. What's worse, it usually starts with good intentions. I'm talking about pricing your home too high. In this video, I'm going to show you why this mistake happens, how it plays out in today's Raleigh market, and most importantly, how to avoid it. Because when you price your home strategically, you don't just sell it, you sell it for more. Slezak here, your AI certified real estate expert, and I help sellers across the triangle avoid costly mistakes like this every single week. And if you're serious about getting your home sold the right way, here's something to help you get started. Text seller mistakes to 919-607-4844 to get your free guide. The mistakes that are costing home sellers thousands of dollars. It's filled with actionable tips, real examples, and strategies I use with clients just like you to avoid frustration and maximize profit. So before you list your home or even think about calling another agent, watch this all the way through. This one mistake could literally cost you $10,000 or more. Let's make sure that doesn't happen to you. One of the most common and most costly mistakes I see Raleigh area homeowners make is this. They overprice their home, not because the market supports it, but because of emotion, assumption, or bad comparisons. Sellers say things like, "My neighbor sold for $675,000, ours has a bigger yard, we should ask $700,000, or let's just start high and leave room to negotiate." Or the one that gets people in trouble every time, "If it doesn't sell in the first few weeks, we'll just drop the price." Here's the problem. Real estate is not retail. When a product sits too long on a store shelf, you mark it down. In real estate, the longer a home sits, the less it's perceived to be worth, even if nothing's wrong with it. Overpricing sends a message to buyers: you're unrealistic, you're not motivated, or worse, you're hiding something. In a fast-moving market like Raleigh, where buyers are watching every price drop and every days on market stat, they'll scroll right past an overpriced home and go straight to the one that looks like a better value. And let's talk about that critical first impression window, the first 7 to 10 days. That's when your home gets the most attention online. It hits the inboxes, the apps, the just listed alerts, and if it's priced too high, you lose the momentum. By the time you reduce the price 30 days later, it's old news. Buyers assume, if it didn't sell by now, something must be wrong. This is when sellers start chasing the market down. They go from thinking they'll spark a bidding war to hoping for any offer and to eventually accepting less than they would have gotten had they priced right from the start. I always tell my clients, pricing is not about what you want, it's about what the market will support. We're not trying to guess the top of the mountain. We're trying to attract the best buyers, create demand, and let the market push your price up, not drag it down. And in Raleigh's current market, where buyers are savvy, rates have stabilized, and inventory is increasing, you can't afford to get it wrong. The data tells the story, and when you ignore it, it doesn't just cost you time, it can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Now that you understand the mistake, let's talk about the consequences. How overpricing ends up costing sellers thousands of dollars. And I'm not being dramatic here. This is happening every single week in Raleigh. Let me give you a real-world example. We had 2 homes, same school district, same square footage, very similar layout. One seller, let's call them Seller A, insisted on listing at $550,000, even though the market suggested $525,000. The other seller, Seller B, followed our data-backed strategy and priced at $524,947. Here's how it played out. Seller A sat on the market for 37 days. They had 2 lowball offers and had to reduce the price twice. They ended up selling for $505,000. Meanwhile, Seller B, they had 3 showings on day 1, multiple offers, and accepted a clean offer of $530,000 within 6 days. That's a $25,000 difference, all because one seller followed emotion and the other followed strategy. And that's what I help my clients do. Sell with strategy. Here's what sellers don't realize. The longer your home sits, the less urgency buyers feel. Every price drop weakens your negotiating position. And if a home doesn't appraise, the deal could fall apart even after you've accepted an offer. In this market, you need to price to sell, not to test. Because testing the market, it's a gamble, and 9 times out of 10 you lose. I tell every seller, the goal isn't just to get an offer, it's to create momentum, to get the highest possible price in the shortest amount of time, and with the best terms possible. That only happens when your pricing is in sync with the market, not ahead of it. So if you're wondering how much this mistake really costs, just look at the data. It's not hypothetical. It's happening every day in Raleigh, and I don't want it to happen to you. Hey, if you're still watching, that tells me you're serious about selling smart and you already know this market is changing fast. But here's the thing, knowing what not to do is only half the battle. You also need a custom strategy for your price point, your home, and your timing. That's exactly what I help sellers with every single week, and I'd love to help you too. Text seller mistakes to 919-607-4844 and I'll send you my free active marketing plan that breaks down the most common pricing traps, marketing missteps, and the strategies I use to help my clients walk away with more. You've worked hard for your equity. Don't give it away by guessing. Let's get back to it. If you're thinking about selling in Raleigh right now, you're entering a very different market than we saw just a few years ago. Summer 2025 isn't the ultra-hot seller-dominant market of 2021 or 2022. It's more balanced, but it also means you have to be sharper. Right now, we're seeing inventory up nearly 35% year over year in Wake County, days on market averaging 28 to 32 days, up from just 9 days during peak COVID, fewer bidding wars, and more negotiations. And what's really changing the landscape? New construction. Builders across Raleigh and the suburbs are feeling the pressure, so they're fighting back with serious incentives, interest rate buy-downs, design center credits, free upgrades, even covering closing costs. And that's creating a competitive environment where resale sellers like you have to work harder to stand out. Here's what that means. If you're listing a resale home in the same price range as a new build, but without strategic pricing, marketing, and presentation, you're going to get left behind. Today's buyers want value. They want move-in ready. They want a home that feels right and priced right. And don't forget, buyers are savvier than ever. They're watching market updates, they're running comps on Zillow and Redfin, they're waiting for price drops, not rushing to make offers, which means sellers who overprice or delay improvements are getting ignored. The good news is buyers are still out there. They're active, they're ready, but they're also selective. And the homes that get offers are the ones that are priced strategically, marketed like a pro, and presented like a model home. That's where I come in. With my pricing system, professional staging, and photography, and the Sold Zero Commission program, you're not just listing a home, you're launching it to win in today's market. Because in summer 2025, your home doesn't just need to be for sale, it needs to compete. And trust me, I help sellers every week who think they missed the market until they do it the right way. You just have to know what buyers expect and how to deliver it. So how do you avoid the pricing trap? How do you sell smarter in today's market without losing time or equity? It starts with one word: strategy. When I work with sellers, we use a 3-part system that has helped hundreds of homeowners sell faster and for more money, especially in changing markets like Raleigh in 2025. Step 1, know the data. We don't guess. We don't test the market. We use hyper-local AI-enhanced pricing models, current buyer behavior, and predictive trends to find the price that generates demand, not silence. This isn't about underpricing. It's about positioning your home where it becomes the obvious choice. Step 2, present like a pro. Your home's first impression is no longer the front door, it's the thumbnail online. So if your listing photos are taken with a phone, you're already behind. That's why every home I sell includes professional photography, HD video tours, and drone footage, a dedicated property website, optional staging consultation, AI digital marketing, neighborhood canvas, direct mail. In a market where buyers compare 10 homes before stepping foot inside one, presentation can make or break a sale. Step 3, position with power. And finally, it's not enough to list your home. You need to launch it. We run targeted digital campaigns across Google, YouTube, my YouTube channel gets over 2,000 views a day, Instagram, and Facebook. We feature your home in buyer email alerts. We syndicate it to hundreds of sites. We don't just wait for buyers, we go out and find them. By combining smart pricing, stunning visuals, and full funnel marketing, we create a wave of momentum around your listing. And with my Sold Zero Commission program, you get all of this without paying a traditional listing commission when you buy your next home with us. That means more money in your pocket to move forward, not backward. This isn't about cutting corners, it's about cutting through the noise and getting you the results you deserve. If you're a homeowner in Raleigh or anywhere in the Triangle, here's the bottom line. Selling your home in 2025 isn't about putting a sign in the yard and hoping for the best. It's about strategy. It's about understanding buyer behavior, pricing psychology, and today's competitive landscape. And it's about avoiding the #1 mistake we've talked about today, overpricing based on emotion instead of market reality. I see sellers make this mistake week after week, losing thousands of dollars and wasting weeks of time, all because they didn't have the right plan, the right data, or the right advisor. But here's the good news. You don't have to figure it out alone. I help homeowners like you every single week. People who are upsizing, downsizing, relocating, or even just exploring their options. They're looking for someone who listens, who gets results, and who knows the Raleigh market inside and out. So if you're thinking about selling, whether it's next month or next year, let's have a conversation. You can call or text me directly at 919-607-4844 or click the calendar link in the description to schedule your free seller success strategy call today. We'll walk through your goals, timeline, pricing, and how to get your home sold for top dollar without unnecessary commission costs. I'm Phil Slezak with Phil Slezak Real Estate, brokered by LPT Realty, and I'd be honored to help you make your next move your smartest one yet. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Apex versus Cary versus Fuquay-Varina. Which Triangle suburb wins in 2025?